Hi, I'm the Maji. I want to share some fool philosophy. No, this is not a fool's hat. A fool's hat only has three. This is an emperor's crown. I'm the emperor of my universe that consists of hundreds of billions of galaxies, trillions of stars, and multiple planets, and so much that exists in existence. And there's no such thing as non-existence. Even a black hole, even antimatter, it exists, but it's not made of matter. It doesn't matter, because we all go splatter and served upon life's platter. I was born in 1949, 4 years after World War II. And America was one of the only industrialized nations that weren't in disrepair. Most other countries in Europe and Japan and Asia were blown to pieces. We even dropped 2 nuclear bombs to end World War II. But the beauty that I know about Spirit Soul is that we're on this earth to become whole. By the way, this is Bo Bear. It's been with me for many years. So I discovered a lot of things in life, and I grew up. I ran away in 1964 when I was 15 in New York to go to the New York World's Fair. I lived on the streets and danced and sang, and I always had the confidence in who I was and what I am about and what I do to become true to the me, to the you. Because I know that I am, you are one. One birth, one death, one life. And we live in this universe that begins with you, within you, and all around you. So I've always been quite a philosopher, a thinker. I remember thinking and going into libraries and going into the reserve libraries and going into the dusty books and looking at old books. I loved literature and reading and writing. I loved mathematics and numbers, and I loved science. So, you know, once I became old enough, at 17, I did join the Navy, was on the Kitty Hawk, and did 3 years, and I left that. The Christmas bombing was hard for me, and I couldn't justify continuing that lifestyle. Then I came back, and I was going to go to college, and I decided I wanted to be an accountant, a CPA, because I wasn't a people person. I was scared of people. People always judged me and made me feel bad, and I always was the clown to get away from it, but I was a loner. But I love numbers. I love the concept of 0 and 1, the binary system. Which never came first? 0 or 1? 0, binary system, 1. Which is the egg? Which is the sperm? The duality. When I came back, and it was 1969, on my way on a subway. I went into the subway at Wonderland in Revere, Massachusetts. I lived in Lynn. Took a bus to Revere, went to Wonderland, and I'm on this subway moving, and in Beachmont, this beautiful hippie chick walks in, and she's got a short dress, and her mascara looked like it was running, she was crying, and she looked so disappointed there was no seat. And my mama taught me to be a gentleman, and I saw everyone judging her, looking at her with disgrace. I stood up, smiled, and waved her over. She sat down, and she goes, "You're a gentleman, aren't you?" And I go, "Yes, I am." She goes, "Well, I'm with CCR, for you millennials. That means Creedon's Clearwater Revival." And she goes, "I'm the newest chick, and all the other chicks don't like me and put me on the plane with the setup crew. And I think they're gonna hassle me, and I'm scared to go alone. My boyfriend really wants me to come. He's the bass guitarist, and I I feel so bad, you know. And I remember I loved words. I says, well, does he debase you? And she laughed, and he goes, no, he really cares about me. I says, well, you know, she goes, well, will you come and be my chaperone? I'll say you're my brother, and I'll get you in to the Woodstock. And I knew it was the festival, because I knew Janice and Jimmy and all the people performing, but, oh man, $18, that was like way too expensive for me. Those days, you know, the subway's 10 cents, you know what I'm saying? So now it's $1, so $18 would be more like $200, $300. But anyway, I said, okay, and I went. We flew in from the airport in a private plane, and was one of the last trucks to get in from the private airport there in Bethel. And I got there early, and I saw the fence come down, and I had a backstage, so I got backstage, got some food, and then I saw Richie Havens go on. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. Being so close, and he was only supposed to play a few songs, but nobody was coming, and they kept on saying play, play, and he kept on leaving. And so his last one he did was about a 15-minute version of Mother, Mother, sometimes I feel like a motherless child. He made every one of those words up. It was spontaneous combustion. He just sang his heart song. And at the end, when he walked off, he was playing, and he gave me a look, and I looked at him, and it was really a nice love transformation. I found out later it was probably, he was attracted to me, but I wasn't. I was pretty hetero at that point in my life. But I felt his love, and I gave him love back, and it was just really nice to be there with these people that they call stars. They were regular people. I remember right after that, I was sitting in a circle, and people were smoking a joint, and I acted like I smoked it, but I didn't smoke in those days. And this older lady came by, and oh man, she stank with cigarette smells, and she had alcohol in her breath, and she sat down right next to me, plopped down. She looked at me, and she goes, "Hey boy, would you like some of my Southern Comfort?" And I looked at her, and I go, "No ma'am, I don't drink." And she jumped up, and she goes, "I'm no ma'am," and she walks away. And everybody in the circle looked at me and go, "Do you know you just fucking dissed Janis Joplin?" Oh. And if I had my whole life to live over again and could go back in time, I think I would fake that drink. You know, but I wouldn't be able to kiss her or anything, because I don't do ashtrays. But I wish I could. You know, maybe it would have changed her life and definitely changed my life. Anyhow, I made it through that day, and then Saturday came, and right before the rains, I went to the beach, not to the beach, to the pond there, the lake, and I put all my clothes down. I took my backstage pass and put it on top of my pile so I wouldn't lose it, you know, and then I went swimming naked for the first time in my life, and we're talking, and we were doing cuddling in the water with men and women. It was just so good singing, and I come out about 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes later, and all my clothes in the backstage pass is gone. My wallet, everything, my whole life is gone. Somebody took everything. Shoes and everything, I had nothing. Naked. I found a sheet, you know, I decorated the sheet a little. I ended up finding my tie. My tie was dropped, and I put my tie around my head, and I just became like a chic flower child, you know, wrapped up, you know, and got through the rains. And that Saturday night, I'm cold, shivery, I'm walking around, I don't know where I'm gonna sleep, and I remember walking, and I remember this girl in the green sleeping bag opened up the sleeping bag, steam came out of it. She goes, "Hey boy, I've been watching you dance. Would you like to cuddle?" And so, you know, I jumped in, and we cuddled, we held each other, we kissed, and talked just very little. You know, she said, "What's your sign?" I said, "I'm Aquarius." She goes, "Well, I'm a Libra. I never fucked Aquarian before. Well, I never fucked a Libra before. Killed two birds with one stone. I already knew Tantra. While I was in the Navy, got to India, 67 when I was 18, on a break from Diego Garcia, and got to be with this guy he was named Rajneesh there. He later became Osho, but he was still a college professor at that time. He wasn't guru yet, but I remember the first time I sat near him, and it was the first person I saw in India that was spiritual master, and he said, life is breath, breath is Tantra, and Tantra is life. Mm-hmm. And so I learned at a young age that the whole purpose of intimacy is to adore and be adorned. Is to open that door and explore what is pure, will endure for sure, and be open to what is given, to receive it. But if you're too busy making, taking, forsaking, needing, want, desiring, you never give, thus you never receive. That's what I perceive, receive, conceive. And it's not make-believe. It's real. And this is how you heal. And that's how I deal with what's coming down. Well, in the morning, I woke up and I didn't want to wake her. I wanted to be gentle, so I got out of the bed softly, and I had to pee, poop so bad. And I looked, and it was reminding me of that movie, Yellow Submarine, where they wake up with these millions of blue meanies everywhere. Yeah, I was trying to find a place to walked and walked and walked. Finally, I found a place. I found a hole, dug a hole, did the thing, walked back and walked back and walked back and walked and looked, and she was gone. I've always wondered what my life would have been like, because I would have stayed with her. I really. One thing about me, I never laid with a person I didn't love. And I still love with every person I penetrated. I never had, real casual sex. They might have had it with me, but I always had love. And the thing that I learned right from the beginning was that now at 74, I look at all the lovers I've had in my life, and it's a small number. It's like 36 human beings that I penetrated. I love them all, and I can remember every single face. I can remember every single place. I can remember every single kiss. You're only responsible for the love that you be, that you give, that you live. However, you're not responsible for how you are loved. That's the hard one. Yeah. Love and light. Light and love.